he don't want his face in here, but this is the guy who really showed me. You can give flowers. It's okay. You can give flowers.
I'm happy for you, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I think like I always tell people like I'm going into business with people that I'm cool with, that really are like serious about starting their own businesses. I said if your first motive is to just make money, then you're already at a loss.
Already at a loss.
Because the thing is, like, you never want to turn your quote unquote dream into a job. In the sense that like you don't want to, or should I say, you don't want to turn your job into a dream. Like you shouldn't be thinking, how do I make rent?
That's what I'm saying.
It should be like, especially when it comes to like, obviously you're doing like furniture and shit like that.
I gotta show you some pieces too.
Yeah,
You be proud. You be proud. You're like, yeah, the kid's slamming.
I think at the end of the day, it's like you. If your mindset is about the money, then it no longer becomes the passion. It becomes the motive changes, right? Like
Yeah.
you're not as focused on the quality and what you actually love. You're focused on like what can I actually just move. And that goes like perfectly with like clothes, right? Like if your idea is like what can I just make to just sell, then are you actually making something that you give a shit about?
And to your point too, you could be rushing certain things because you got to pay this, you got to pay that. So it can just be, whatever. But I learned that lesson too, you know what I'm saying? In the beginning, a couple shirts, okay. Or listening to people because you have so many different ideas and you're bringing in people. It's like, okay, listen to this person because they got to make money. And then now you don't want to make money, but they're like, no, we have to make money. So now it's just conflicted and it's two different visions and two different goals.
Right. And I think that's the thing too. Like, I was telling my two homies who are starting their businesses. I said, if you will see, and there's so many cases where you will see, like we talked about yesterday, you want to sell something based on what's trending now. Brother, it's a short lifespan.
It's a short lifespan,
bro.
bro.
You might come up on that. You might come up on a drop because it'll hit because it's what's trending now. But what's gonna happen the next drop?
Exactly.
That trend's not there no more.
But it's not there no more.
And then you think like, oh, this is gonna move, and then next thing you know,
It don't move.
Nothing.
And now you sitting on 200K worth of inventory. You know what I'm saying? And if you've spent money, it's like, damn, I've already spent that money. Now now you're back to square one, right? Because you're not a Sheen or you're not a Boohooman and you can't, get that flip that
and
fast.
That's why you see a lot of people that are really like, even when it comes to like people that do like graphic design, right? There's a lot of people that are very successful at what they do because they stick to what they're good at. You don't see dudes who do like doodles who are now going to be like, let me go do, anime style artwork.
Yeah.
Not to say that they can't, but it's like you don't see them trying to branch out because it's like if you're already good at what you do,
Exactly.
why don't you excel at that and become namesake for that specific genre?
Oh, for sure.
Like even with like you've seen me do like the wave art.
Yeah.
So all of that is coding.
Yeah.
So I take images and then I backwards code them.
You started doing that a couple years ago. You was telling
But it's
me
like, bro,
coding.
I stick to it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because my clients like it, people fuck with it, because that's what I do. Yeah. I'm not gonna like be like, all right, how do I do like anime style art with like Naruto and shit like that? Like I might dabble into it just for like fun. But my namesake will always be with that graphic design shit, that specific genre.
Yeah.
Because that's what I excel at and that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
Not because it's like, yo, this is what's
He said, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. Nah, bro, yeah. Because it's like, I was telling somebody, because I was talking about you. So I'm glad we even linked, because I'm like, yo, like, I was telling my homie Josh, shout out my homie Josh. And because we were talking about stylists, and we were talking about people that aren't really loving their craft, and they're just money grab. They're just, and teach his own, but it's like they're just putting a shirt, some baggy jeans. Look at this baggy fit I did for a client, but it's like, yo, Bernard is taking his time. He's showing like, okay, your body fits this way. A boxy tee won't really fit you like this. Let's try this, right? Because your weight is this, your weight. So it's an art form, right? And like that's what I appreciate about you. And there's other people. We was talking about how there are so many people that really take this shit serious. Like how we take football serious, and now like I'm going over to furniture and fashion. Like people have been doing this for 20 years. Like really tap in with people that will die about this. Like they smelling the clothes. Like use this fabric. Just you know what I'm saying?
I think that's the thing is like people they are so prone to look left and right and seeing what other people are doing that unfortunately tends to have an effect or an influence on how they move. Because it's like, you're designing something, you see on the left somebody's doing like big graphics, colorful graphics. You look to your right, somebody's doing like, like Bottega Desires and shit like that. Like, they're like, oh, that shit's successful. Maybe I should do something like that. As soon as you allow that little
TikTok,
bit to deter you from what you're doing, it's immediately not your own no.
It's immediate like that, and then just like you say, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Now you're doing something that's not even your way, right?
You're doing it because you see somebody else is making.
Yeah, you're making exactly. Now you get caught in this. Okay, I gotta copy this design. Now you have no brand identity, right? So you really have to take your time and to be honest, like, do what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying, and not the right or the left. Like, even what I'm doing with furniture, like I'm taking architecture classes now, and I'm learning, and I'm like, okay, I love furniture, houses, like, what type of furniture would look good in this house, this and this. And it's cool because only older people are kind of in this realm.
Right.
Like, you're seeing younger people, but it's not a money grab, right? Because it's expensive to do. It's time consuming. Like, $4,000 just for one chair. Like, how many people are going to do that, right? You really have to really love this. You know what I'm saying? For the long haul, it's like arts, like George Condo. It's like, Javier Caija. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
come on, Pierre.
Think about it.
Come on, shut up.
Think about it.
It's my dog.
That motherfucker knows one thing. Just because he's quote unquote one-dimensional does not mean he's not talented.
There's a
reason people pay six figures just to have a full sectionals. At the end of the day, it's like he knew what his vision was, and he stuck to it. You can say the same thing about Sorayama. Sorayama has not taken his foot off of what he does. That galactic, like space woman type design. He stuck to that.
Exactly.
For longer than you and me have been on Earth.
Exactly.
So it's like, if that's what you're good at, stick to it.
Exactly. And like,
there's not a lot of people that are like, I can do everything. There's a very few amount of people that can do everything and be the best at it.
Yeah.
Sorayama is the best when it comes to what he does, as far as like that type of style. Paulin is the best when it comes to that type of style.
Yeah, you talk about my man Benjamin, but that's something that his father, started. He took over, and now he's taking it to a new level. If you go all the way down, look at Instagram, they stuck to what they're doing.
Yeah.
He's not chasing any certain hype beast clients, athletes of this. If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. You can even see his market is way different. It's a completely different market, right? And it's a real art form. And I'm chasing an art form in my own realm. Like, my first collection is how much could a woodchuck chuck wood? Because the whole first collection is really wood, But like, and it's mixed with a twist of abstract, wood pieces, like a super tall chair, a desk that has 3 different desks on it that you can sit and fold. We have a conversation, like, kind of pit that I'm doing. Eventually, I already created this God's onion, right? So basically, an onion, before a blooming onion, before it comes out, it's just an onion, right? But when you put it in the batter, when you put it in the fryer, it blooms out. So that's going to be my conversation pit that I do, but it's deeper, right? It's basically waiting on God's timing for me. That's a part of my story, right? I have a wood bag that's going to be my first piece, and it's basically resembling all of my baggage: the gambling, the alcohol, the bad investments, whatever, right? And that's the first piece. So it's storytelling within my furniture company, which is so dope, because when you actually do research, this is why they did this, why they did this. You know what I'm saying? The 70s, it was big. Conversation pits. People talk, people laugh, right? Airplanes and stuff like that back in the day, it used to be more of an aesthetic. It used to be an experience, and we lost that. So that's what I'm trying to get back to. I'm talking this shit.
That's my thing, dude.
Shout out to Bernardo. He, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool, like, because I was giving your flowers. I was talking to my homie Josh, because it was like, when I first started clothes, it was just like, let me throw a graphic tee. Let me just put rarity on it, you know what I'm saying? Let me just, with no purpose. And I still didn't understand. I'm like, bro, let's just do this. Like, let's just throw whatever on it. And people gonna buy it. People did buy it. We did the pre-order method before the pre-order method did. But it's like, what was the purpose? People would ask me, what is rarity, bro? And I'm like, we just lit. We just drinking. You know what I'm saying? But that's something you got to learn. You know what I'm saying? So.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, I feel like there's never any real losses when you take shots and shit. But again, it's like, how do you pivot? And again, like you said, like, you learn from it. But, you look at all these other brands that just kind of like, again, money grabs. Like, not to bring bring them up again, but like, they'll take it as
I like it. No, this is good talk. No, this is good talk.
Think about like Hellstar too, right? What if we tomorrow everyone decides we don't want to do logos anymore? Nobody wants to wear logos no more. What the fuck are those two? What the fuck are those two gonna do?
And I think for them, I think it's dope what they did, right? You make your money, but you gotta figure out how you're gonna use that money because y'all brands, unfortunately, are on a trend. So use that money to now take it to the next step, you know, rebrand or do something. You know
it's
what I'm
like,
saying?
and that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not gonna. I'm happy about their success. I'm very happy for them. But again, it's like, how do you pivot off of that? Because all we know you right now.
It's like a hit. It's like a hit song.
The most current person that I know that was really able to pivot off of what they were doing is Mike Amir. Because we knew him obviously for the shotgun. Then we knew
Big
him
pivot
for the
though.
Paisley,
You
shit
seen that
like
show?
Yeah, but it's like he really, and there's a good article on him too, where it's like he talks about how he basically essentially finessed people to like, you know, buy into the brand, and then now he's doing the pretty good shit that he actually wants to do. But like you kind of see the reverse in people. It's like people are finessing people into this idea, and then when seasons change, trends change, you see them all whittle away just as fast as they can.
Yeah.
Like people still wear Hellstar, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to see Hellstar more like 6 months ago than I do now.
Well, it's the same thing like the shoes. I thought shoes were going to be forever. You was rocking foam posits in 7th grade, right? And I thought shoes were going to be forever. Now these shoe stores that are making millions upon millions are closing their brick and mortars. 10 stores plus, right? People are like, yo, I'm going to just wear some Aces or I'm going to just wear some, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I'm not going to pay $800-900 for some shoes.
It's all cyclical, man. Like everything comes back around. Like, and that's why I say that I've seen it enough where I'm just like, I see a lot of brands that it's like.
This don't plan because we talking some good shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of, you know, instances where I was like, this is just not going to work long term. And it doesn't work long term. But you know, obviously some brands surprise me and I'm like, oh shit. But like Fear of God, prime example, I knew they were going to last because they were doing things that were built to last. And
Built to last.
Jerry was doing something that was very true to himself.
Very, you know.
There wasn't a lot of quote unquote religious, successful luxury brands at the time. Actually, there's probably none at that time.
None. Because
And
people
there's-
look at it as like, okay, you just using God. You see it on TikTok
And
and
there's
stuff.
still none to this day.
Shout out Jerry.
Like, that's why even though his main line doesn't do as well anymore as his subline, at the end of the day, it's still there because he stuck to the groundwork. He stuck to the framework that he initially built, and he's going to continue to succeed. Granted,
Because his pieces are timeless. It's like a Drake album. If it's raining outside, what you listening to?
yeah.
Come on, give it to me. What you listen to if it's raining outside?
Shit, what am I not listening to?
I'm gonna listen to Views if it's
Probably
raining.
got like.
If it,
I was gonna say Feel No Ways was probably the first joint to come to mind.
you know what I'm saying? If it's sunny, I might tap into Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling a little mean, Her
Bro
Loss.
has 286 songs with 100 million plus listens, bro.
But think about this though, right? If you, and this is funny that you even said that, his what he's doing is forever residual, right?
Yeah.
So if you create a brand that is built on timeless pieces, whatever you're doing, and it's built on what you believe in, it'll be residual at
the
one
thing
point.
Is, even with him too, like how many rappers do you know were trying to sing too?
Something different. That's the big thing. You gotta do something different.
But now you got rappers trying to sing.
You got rappers trying to be
Yeah,
TikTokers.
you got rappers trying to hit melodies now. That wasn't a thing. Like,
Exactly.
especially even with Drake, like Wayne wasn't trying to sing.
Ex-
I mean, he might have trolled us on a couple rock songs.
Exactly.
But for the
But they was like, you know,
but
you
for
got
the most part, like nobody would like. You don't get Feel No Ways, and then this man goes into like you might shuffle, and then now he has a workout where he's just fucking rapping like his life depends on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. You don't have like Money in the Grave,
Yeah.
and then you have what's it called, Fire and Desire.
Ooh.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like those
Jaded.
are two
Leaving me.
separate spectrum. I mean, Scorpion is a prime example.
Yeah.
Bro literally has two sides, one for rap and one for R&B.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Bro dropped a straight R&B album just now at the party. So it's like, you don't have, like, Dark's not gonna drop an R&B album. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of the Beatles are gonna drop an R&B album.
No,
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, even CB, who has shown he can rap. He's not dropping a rap.
But he can rap though.
But he can.
He can get it. He can really
He can
rap.
get it in, but like, We know him for the singing.
Yeah.
We know him for the melodies.
Yeah, nah, that's good, man. Great talk. I think even to circle back on the Bottega Desire, I forgot what he's rebranded to, but it's good though because there is already a brand Bottega, obviously. You know what I'm saying? If you put yourself in that realm, you know what I'm saying, you're never going to grow. It's like a pyramid scheme. You're never going to grow. So you have to change. You have to, you know, figure out to make sometimes. But I think circling back what you're saying, like TikTok has really tried to rush everybody because everybody makes $100 million on TikTok, right? And it's not the case at all. You know, like even when we were doing our brands on Squarespace 10 years ago, it's like you can manipulate numbers, you could do pre-orders. Like we did a pre-order method. I didn't even know what pre-order was, right? But it made sense. Now it's called like a method. I'm feeling like an old head, but it's called a method, right? But
I didn't know anybody who was like who really did like that. What's up, bro?
how you doing, man? What up, man? Chuck, nice to meet you.
I didn't know anybody at that time that was doing it.
You know, and like, and it's crazy because we're not trying to sit here and act like we the first.
We were not the first,
but it's like, yo, we can really show that we were really doing it, and to see what it's become now, it's like, if you tell somebody you have a clothing brand, it's like the new, like, all right, bro, you have a clothing brand. When back then, I was like, okay, that's dope, because a lot of people weren't really doing it, and if they were, it wasn't broadcasted.
I was 19 handing a shirt that I made to DJ Khaled outside the house.
That's what I'm saying.
I was still in a semester at Nova.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
At that time, bro, in this area at least,
That's what I'm saying. So that's why it's encouraged me even more. Because what I was telling my homie Josh, it was like, Bernard, because we were talking about the stylist, different people, and I'm like, yo, this dude, he stays true to what he does. Nobody can do what he can do. He can do everything, you know what I'm saying? And he stays true to what he can do, you know what I'm saying? That's why he will be successful. And it's not about a matter of if, it's a matter of when, right? And it's like, all right, cool. That's why I'm not rushing and doing what I'm doing. I'm doing how I'm even, like, mapping it out. I know it's going to take time, but I want it to take time because if I blow up tomorrow, I'm not even ready for it. Like, I ain't even put in the work to blow up.
I tell people, I was like, I always tell you guys gotta stay dialed in because at the end of the day, it could be any moment. It could be any moment. You don't want to have that Luigi situation where bro was not prepared. Or when he hit that jackpot after that.